Hey, Tim Frisch with A Frisch Perspective here. I wanted to let you know that there was an update on the John MacArthur Grace Community Church situation. It's a little darker where I am now because it's getting late in the evening, but it's still afternoon in California. And this is the article that was put out that I'm referring to. The Los Angeles Times says, Judge bars defiant Los Angeles megachurch from holding indoor services. And this is dated September 10th, 1:40 p.m. So this just came out really recently. It says a megachurch that has defied Los Angeles County's pandemic health orders was temporarily barred from holding Sunday worship services indoors under a judge's ruling Thursday. LA County Superior Court Judge Mitchell Beckloff sided with public health officials who took legal action last month to enforce health orders against Grace Community Church, an evangelical congregation in Sun Valley that has been holding Sunday worship services indoors since July 26th. While the court is mindful that there is no substitute for indoor worship in the spiritual refuge of a sanctuary, the court cannot ignore the county health order does not dictate a ban on worship. Beckloff wrote in his decision granting the county's request for a preliminary injunction. The order remains in effect until the issue is resolved. The order allows outdoor services, which were already permitted under the county's public health order, only if the church follows physical distancing and face covering measures. The order also requires the church to allow county workers to enter its property, to post the order, and verify the church is in compliance. The church has not allowed county public health workers to view its indoor services, according to court records. Church officials, led by longtime leader Pastor John MacArthur, have also resisted orders requiring the congregation of thousands to wear face coverings and socially distance. MacArthur has expressed deep skepticism that there is a COVID-19 pandemic. The church's attorneys could not immediately be reached for comment. County officials said in a statement that they went to court only after significant efforts to work with the leaders of Grace Community Church to protect public health were unsuccessful. Religious services are central to many of our residents' lives, especially in these trying times, and services have been allowed to be held online and outdoors with physical distancing and the use of face coverings, and they may continue to do so, officials said in a statement. The issue is a reminder that we must all work together and modify our activities to contain and slow this virus, which has caused the death of more than 6,000 Los Angeles County residents and has made thousands of others gravely ill. So I know that that is not the answer that a lot of the audience that I talked to wanted to hear. However, we have to remember that God is in control in everything. Also, the judge is definitely, I'm sure, trying to uphold what the county is seeking to do. He doesn't want to in any way give exception to one church. And so he has to take everything into account. And what he's saying is that the church can still hold services. And because the county is allowing the church to hold services, albeit outdoors and online, it's not really coming down against religious liberty. And so the judge ultimately is making the assessment at this point to uphold the county health orders. It also indicated in that article that this is for the time being. So it sounds like this issue is going to be ongoing and is yet to be fully resolved. So we will see what ultimately happens as the process continues to unfold. But at this point, the judge is upholding the preliminary injunction that the church is not supposed to meet indoors at this point. So we will see how Grace Community Church responds to this. It'll be very interesting to see. I'm sure they would really appreciate your prayers for guidance and wisdom during this time. I think they're going to have to weigh out on one hand that this is a temporary measure at this point, and so maybe they will honor the judge and seek to be submissive to the government authorities. On the other hand, they seem to really want to push back against the narrative that they feel is really not truthful concerning the pandemic. MacArthur has indicated that's his position. So we'll see what they decide. But as I said, I'm sure that they would really covet prayers during this time. And God certainly has a reason for directing things the way that he has at this point. So that's the latest update. I wanted to share that with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Again, as I always say, try to keep those comments positive and helpful to conversation. And as always, thank you so much for listening to this update and my thoughts brought to you from A Frisch Perspective.